Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday morning. It's about 8 o'clock, just a little after 8 in the morning. I've gone ahead and sent the family off to do their family things for the day, and I have gone ahead and gotten myself showered and cleaned up and ready to start the day because 9 o'clock this morning I have, hopefully, my final appointment with the orthopedic person about my foot. I've had a few people asking over the last month or so how it's been going, and I still do have the occasional pain, the occasional little ow, but realistically, for the most part, it's not that bad. I think I'm getting pretty close to being able to run, like jog short distances. I'm not going to start doing that on day one or anything, but basically I'm going to go in there today and tell the doctor, I've been doing a lot of walking, I've been going up and down hills and whatnot, and I have even run just a little teeny tiny bit, like 20 yards or less, in the hopes that I know my foot is probably not healed, and it probably never will, which kind of stinks, but if I can just at least get that release that I can start running a little bit again, it'd be kind of nice. That's kind of my goal, is to be able to get back to running such that I can hopefully run a 5K again someday. 10K would be nice, but I don't know if I see that happening. Marathon, half marathon, I never had any interest in any of that. But anyway, my appointment is at 9 a.m. I'm gonna go ahead and head out that way so that I can get there, get checked in and everything, and hopefully get the appointment over with before that. So let's get the day started. And I'm healed, at least according to the doctor. They took a few x-rays. He said it looks like the bone has fused back together. Everything's healed. As long as I am taking it kind of easy, I can start easing back into everyday activities. The best news ever. I am very, very happy. So time to give Christina a call and head back home for the morning meeting. I'm back home now. It's about noon. I actually spent a little bit of time getting my server that I had to have rebuilt yesterday up and running. Didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. And I actually had to reinstall the database software and everything. So, it didn't take all that long. I was surprised. But along the way, I got an email from corporate security that there's a training that we all have to do that related to network security. The problem is, I'm going through it. I'm about a quarter of the way through. And the grand majority of this sounds like the movie Hackers, if you've ever seen it. Because for one, it's telling me things that I learned back in like 2002, 2004. Stuff that's not really applicable anymore. Maybe I'm just out of the loop here, but I've not seen a company that's used a hub, like a proper hub, in probably 10 to 12 years because they're not secure. They're talking about the network security model, the OSI model. They didn't mention OSI, but they start talking about network security model. They list 4 layers when the OSI model has 7. And they listed them in the wrong order. I'm not normally a person to use the word cringe, but this does make me kind of cringe because of how one of the examples they're giving here is the Melissa virus, which is really, really long time ago type stuff, and how the FBI used America Online system logs to track down the virus creator. Wow. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this training, just go through and basically give them the answers they want to hear, and move on with my day. And done. That was fairly quick and straightforward and not terribly painful. Honestly, the worst part of any sort of training like that is just the test at the end. They always put some sort of a test, and this was like a 10-question, how much were you paying attention type test, and I think I got 9 out of 10 because there was one where it was worded kind of weirdly. All the rest of them were super simple. So that is all awesome, done. Also in the mail today, I got a package, which is super awesome. Something that I actually ordered. It's the cable for my 3DS, which you probably can't see properly, but it's a USB cable, like a proper USB cable with a 3DS connection or 2DS or whatever on the other end. So I'm going to be testing that out here in a bit. Not going to do a video about it or anything because, like I said, technically could. It's like an $8 cable, and there's really not a huge amount of reason to make a full video about that. So maybe if I got to the point where I was buying a bundle of accessories for the 3DS and I wanted to go through and like list those things off and talk, that might be a better option, but I didn't do that and I don't plan to. Actually, speaking of the 3DS, since I had to go in for the doctor's appointment this morning, again, super pumped about that appointment, I took my 3DS in with me. The first time I had ever actually taken the 3DS XL with me anywhere. And I was actually super pleased that I did because it allowed me to sit there in the doctor's office and just play Zelda the whole time. Because I ended up sitting in the lobby for like 20 or 30 minutes because that's the way they do. I ended up being taken back by the nurse, and then right after I got back in there, she came back in a few minutes later to take me and do x-rays. And when I came back to the room, another 20, 30 minutes of sitting there, maybe not quite that long. I got done by like 9:30, but still ended up sitting there for probably 15 minutes where I was, otherwise I was going to be sitting there wasting the battery on my phone, looking for Pokemon that weren't actually there, or reading emails or searching Twitter. In this case, I actually just got to sit there and play a game, which was kind of awesome. In a way, I kind of need to go back and restart that Zelda game because I kind of forgot the whole intro, the whole opening. So there's a lot of stuff that has happened that I just don't remember because it's been so long since I played it. But I'm getting to the point where I'm getting more and more items. Like I said before, I've got the power glove, and I found the guy that's actually living in my house that, if you haven't played the game, I'm sorry, but found the guy living in my house that's got all of these items that I can rent from him. So I think I rented the hammer, which allows me to knock things down so that I can find... Either way, making good progress in the game so far. I need to go back and see where it is that I need to be going next, but it's just a fun distraction. It's a good way to spend a little bit of time when I have the time to spend. Like, Duncan has basketball practice tonight, and I don't know if I'm going to end up taking him to it or not, but if I do, I could technically bring this right along with me. And actually, now that I have a USB charging cable, I can technically take a little power pack along with me as well and keep it charged up. So that is pretty awesome. Anyway, it's already 1 p.m. I've had my lunch. I've been working on stuff. I kind of need to take some time and work on video stuff. I got the sponsored video uploaded and sent over to the company to make sure I didn't say anything too horrible. I said a lot of really nice things about the headphones, but I don't have any other videos done. I need to, one, find out what videos I've sort of recorded or started recording, finish up whatever those are, and then move on to other things, because I've got loads of things. Quadcopters, RC cars, speakers, lots of stuff to look at. The pile, you can probably see the pile here behind me. The pile is in a state, and I need to fix that state. And UPS just dropped a package off, and before I even get the package completely open, I think I already know what this is. It's a t-shirt, I can tell from the feel, but it's one that I applied for a while back that I will probably never ever wear. It's from T-Mobile, it's one of their T-Mobile Tuesday shirts, and if you can see that, it says, "Get thanked." Hashtag get thanked. It's got a fake necklace. Yep. And then, of course, on the back, it's got the T-Mobile Tuesdays thing, free stuff every Tuesday. I will say very appropriate that it did show up on T-Mobile Tuesday, on Tuesday. So that's pretty cool. And hooray, everybody's home, at least for a minute or two. Christine's actually decided that we're all going to go out tonight to Duncan's basketball practice. I think this is his second practice of the season so far. Duncan's not in the best mood, at least as far as I'm concerned, because he got home from school and decided that it was the best idea to watch an hour of Sunday videos after I said, "You have to read, please go read." So when it came down to it, it was like, well, it's time to go get Ellis. Fought back and forth trying to get him to read for a minute. Just didn't end up happening, so he's in a mood because he's not being allowed to do certain things. We are still doing basketball practice, but like no Pokemon Go, no more Sunday tonight, things like that, parenting. But anyway, we're getting Ellis's bag packed up, we're getting everything ready to go. Time to head out to Duncan's basketball stuff. I may just film on the phone tonight while we're there, if I film anything, because I'm probably going to take this also. It's not an addiction. Shut up. Hanging out at Duncan's practice. They're running backwards. Duncan's actually doing pretty well going backwards. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I think Allison's enjoying this pretty much so far. What do you think about this?
Watching you.
Yeah.
Try there's water fountains
That
out
was
that
like
door right there.
Yes, yes, yes. It's so fun. Good stuff. Do you like this? What do you think about it? I like the camera. And yeah, I've been mostly playing this so far. Uh-oh. Scrimmaging a little bit.
Us is just being such a good little boy. He's just so happy. The best.
Well, we've made it back home. Duncan's reading for his... Because they didn't read earlier, Ellis is scooting across the floor. Like he has come from over there to here, trying to see what Duncan's reading. Because Duncan is reading Mickey's Christmas Carol. There's a Mickey in there, and he loves it. So here it comes. Here it comes. I want to see it. Open it up and read it to him, Duncan.
Okay. So.
There it goes. Here it comes. I want to see. Well, apparently the Halloween update for Pokemon is starting to go live or something. Because just on our sightings here, we have never seen Ghastly, any of the Ghastly family. There's a Ghastly, there's a Haunter, and we actually just both caught Gengar. So, my Gengar not very good. Super low, but still, nice to fill out that Pokedex some more. Duncan's, however, tell him about it.
Mine is higher.
Moves aren't the best, the IV isn't the best, but it's over 1,000, so much better than my 84. And lo and behold, a Ghastly shows up just a couple of minutes later. Mine is 457. And how high was yours, Duncan?
In the 300s.
In the 300s? Oh, okay. And actually, I checked the candies on my Ghastly candies before and after catching that last Ghastly, and I did get 6 for catching it, so the update is apparently live here. It's 8:30 p.m. in the Eastern time zone. I thought it was going to go live I guess I thought it was going to go live at like midnight Pacific, or I'm guessing, if I had to guess, it's probably midnight UTC, because we're UTC -4. That makes sense. It probably half an hour ago went live. So there are still haunters and ghastlies on the nearby list. I'm not going to, but I'm super tempted to go out and go hunting them, because at nighttime they're going to be everywhere, and they're going to be everywhere for the next week, 5 days, 6 days, something like that. Cool. Not that I really need a Gengar or a really good Gengar. It'd be nice to get a really good Gengar, though. And we've gotten all of the little ones into the bed. Ellis was just fighting and fighting, and like yelling and trying to get comfortable. And finally, I just picked him up, rocked him around a little bit for a second, and just said, let me just take him upstairs. Took him upstairs. He's been completely out ever since. He completely gave up. And other than that, we've been sitting here every single time a Pokemon spawns, we've been catching it, and they have all... I think except for one, they've all been Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar, and not that that's a bad thing. That's interesting. I mean, it goes along with the theme, so that's
better. It's better than Pidgey and Rattata.
And we are getting the increased candies, so it's like 6 for every catch, 2 for every transfer, and they've changed the way that Buddy Pokemon works. So instead of you walk for 3 kilometers, you get a candy, it's like you walk for 0.75 and you get a candy. And I'm guessing for the other ones, I think there's some that are 1K and 5K. I don't know what those will be. Maybe I'll change to Pikachu after this and just see, because I'm curious. Or maybe Gyarados, or not Gyarados, but Magikarp, something. Anyway, we're sitting here watching some World Series, teams that we root for not winning. Oh well. But we're going to go ahead and wrap things up there for today, because it's getting kind of late. It's 9:30 already.
That has a headache.
Yeah, all the time.
Not all the time.
It's right here. But anyway, thank you guys as always for watching. Hopefully you're having a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow.